Hi and welcome to this part 2 of the BMW E89 multimedia interface integration into the iDrive system. Okay, in part 1 I showed you what was included in the package and how to install it specifically into your E89 and the various settings and connections you needed for that. Okay, now in this part 2 I'm going to show you the differences between the Apple CarPlay and the Android Auto systems, and also how to connect your phones wirelessly. Obviously wired connection is a lot easier, you just plug them straight in and away you go. But the wireless one's a little bit more tricky. I've had a few customers that have had problems trying to get their phones connected, so hopefully we will show you the exact ways of doing that and how it all works from there. Right, so short introduction, let's get on with the video. Thank you very much. Okay, so press your menu button for 3 seconds, press wireless device, down to connect mobile device, and start search. So go into your Bluetooth on your phone, and there we go, it's come up at the bottom here, CarPlay 830100. Press that on your phone, pairing, go down on your screen, press OK on your phone, and it automatically accepts both on the screen. And you are connected. There you go. Android Auto connected. As easy as that. Okay, so we are all connected through Android Auto, and you've gone in, you've gone into your car for the day, you've turned your car on, you've accepted the Wi-Fi connection, and this is the screen it's gone on to. Okay, so you're on to maps. Now normally, I mean, I got it set on satellite view for my maps simply because it gives a less bright option in the dark, so you know, when you're opening up at night it's not quite as bright on your eyes, but that's personal choice at the end of the day. But it always opens up in maps, so that's what we're in now. It's Google Maps is what I've got mine set to. So if we flick the controller in the downwards direction, you'd go down to the bottom left hand corner there, and that's your main menu of apps. So if we press that one, and you go through to your app screen, and of course then you can choose whichever one you're wanting to at the time, and that's comes up with all the apps that are applicable that work with Android Auto, and all the apps that you actually have on your particular phone. Now as you can see, obviously you've got your Apple Music option there, but if you see at the bottom row, I've already got Apple Music playing, but that's my chosen app for music playing. So if you also flick the controller down and across one, you go onto there. When you can, if you're in map mode, of course, which let's just go back to map mode a moment. If you're in map mode and you've still got your control buttons down the bottom there, so if you're in map mode you've got your chosen app displayed, and if it's a music app, obviously, then you've got your skip buttons back and forth. But you've also got a notifications one. So if you get any notifications, messages come up suddenly while you're driving, you can go into this one, and it gives, would normally, if there was one there isn't any in mine, it will give you latest notifications in there that haven't been read yet. You can then press your press the button on highlight them accordingly, press the button, and then you'll have text to voice. Google in this case will call out your particular message, and you then also have the speech to text option to reply and send a message back. Okay, so we're back to here. So yes, like I say, so if you want to go into your music option, just press into there, and then you're onto your music screen, and as you can see, it'll automatically highlight the play button or the pause button depending, and then you can flick again around with various options to get to your whatever you need to do. You can play it and it's instantly playing. Don't worry, this is no copyright music, it's not normally what I'd listen to, but it's on here simply because I don't get a copyright score then on my videos. So we'll just pause that a second. Obviously you still have your skip buttons on the steering wheel, and of course you have your volume buttons on the steering wheel as well. Okay, so let's see what else we've got. Again, if you go down, you can flick between it. You can actually press your button and do speech to Google, or you can use your speech button on the steering wheel. Obviously it's a lot easier to do the steering wheel buttons because of course when you're in that mode, which is your normal music playing mode while you're driving, you've got your fingertips control buttons are already to hand. You don't have to be flicking around on your controller. Okay, so as you can see, the maps option is highlighted there, second from the left bottom, and that's the last app that was also opened at the same time. You can go into that if you want to, and you go straight back to your maps. Your navigation, if you're in navigation and you're actually using that at a time, you can either have it on the navigation screen with your music options at the bottom, or you can have it in your music option screen and the navigation will still go ahead. Obviously you just won't see your actual routing information in front of you. Okay, so wireless devices, connect device, start search, and then on your phone go into settings, Bluetooth, and wait for devices to pop up. On other devices, it's found it on the screen, or on the MMI box rather. Quite sure why it's not finding it on the phone. Let's go down to one on the screen, highlight it, press. There we go, it's come up on the phone. So pair, don't worry about the number, just press pair, allow, and that's now added to the list. Use CarPlay on the phone. So if you get stuck at this point, what we can do is, there's a guide on the screen, so we just go to the guide, highlighting in red, top right hand corner, open it up, and it tells you exactly what to do. So it says, first, if a phone is not listed in the device list section, ensure Bluetooth and Wi-Fi are enabled on the iPhone. Go to the iPhone setting, Bluetooth screen, start search device on the MMI box, choose and click the connecting iPhone name, and then confirm the Bluetooth pair information. Wait for about 10 seconds, the iPhone will display a CarPlay pair confirmation. Please confirm the message, and then CarPlay will start automatically. If a procedure doesn't work, please disable and enable Bluetooth on the iPhone and try again. Second, if the iPhone is listed, I think I should say, in the device section, delete the iPhone from the device list on the kit and delete the kit from the settings Bluetooth screen on the iPhone. Try reconnecting as above. So, back into the phone. So we're down listed as connected. And nothing is coming up on the phone. So we will back up. That's better. So back up on the box. We'll just check wireless devices, see what's in there. Paired device. Oops, there we go. Paired device. And it's first shown as disconnected. Now I'm not quite sure why it should be disconnected, but we will say we can highlight the phone, not the red box, not the red X rather. Press the button and see if we can reconnect. And we're connected. So you got your Bluetooth symbol on the middle right hand of the screen showing Bluetooth is connected. For some reason it's still not coming up on the display. And this is the same problem I had with a customer's car a few weeks ago. His iPhone would not come up on the display properly. So we're going to shut the system down and we're going to wait a few seconds. Here we go. Took a few moments there. Sometimes it comes up faster than others. I find it's better to not have the phone open at the time. But anyway, here we go. It's come up on the screen. So this is your general CarPlay display screen. This is your active one. I mean, you can have it in any other form, but this basically, it shows your sat nav at the time, whatever music app you're playing in the lower left corner. But if you just scroll across, you'll see everything highlights as I scroll, and then you go to your main apps page. Now again, it highlights as you scroll across whichever app you want, and then once it gets to the last one, it then jumps to the plane on the right hand side of the screen, or left hand side of the screen if you set up left hand drive. And then again, you can scroll down from there and you go back into the other screen, which puts you back into that one. So you got a few settings screens as well. Here's your settings. Go into there. You can adjust various things on this screen as well. We're currently in dark mode on this one. You can change the wallpaper, various new ones on the iOS 14.2. in fact I believe it came out iOS 14. There's a few extra ones since then, and then you can do other little bits and pieces along the screen as well. So a few settings there specifically for the iPhone. Your exit button is the BMW logo just in the bottom left hand corner there, and other than that it runs exactly the same as the other application for Android Auto. we go back there again. So both of these, Android Auto and CarPlay, have both got your phone option, which you can go into there and then go through your recent call lists or your contacts list or the keypad. So onto the keypad, you just press that and basically you can put a number in yourself if you needed to. Okay. Let's see, does back work on that? I thought it did, yeah. So your back work button can get you out of it as well. There you got your music app, maps, which is Apple Maps, messages, whatever's playing, whichever app one you're actually playing, you can press that one and you're into whatever's playing at the time. You got your BMW, podcasts, calendar, settings, Google Maps, Waze, WhatsApp, Zoom. I'm not quite sure quite how Zoom would work on here with no camera, but I suppose you could have a meeting while you're going along. And that's about it. That's it. That's everything on there. You've got Siri, which of course is top left. There we go, highlighted in red there, which also works off your steering wheel button. If you press your speech button on the steering wheel for a few seconds, up comes Siri. Hello Siri.
I just can't help it.
If you press the phone button on the steering wheel, you go straight into your phone contacts list. Sorry, straight into your phone one, whichever one was left on last, whether it's last call or whatever, and you can make a call from there. That is about the CarPlay. It's very handy when it's come up. I mean, personally, I would probably have it in the playing mode, whatever we're playing at the time. Obviously, none of these are copyright free, so I'm not playing any of these. Again, using your backup button, you can get out of these various screens. Bit of a glitch there. Yeah, there you go. That's CarPlay. Right, okay. Okay, so if you want to get out of that screen and adjust something within the MMI boxes menu, simply go down, go to the apps option screen, scroll across, and you're in exit. You've now pressed the exit button or the BMW button, depending whether you're in Android Auto or CarPlay, and you've gone back to your setup screen, or you're starting your setup from scratch. Okay, so that's what I go through. So that's your wireless connection screen, which we've already seen. That's the AirPlay screen. It's a bit like the auto lock screen for Android devices. Really don't get the point in this sort of thing in this day and age. You've got everything you really need in your normal setup anyway, so I don't really see the point. What this one gives you is it's full access to your screen. Whatever's on your screen at the time displays on the car screen. It means you've got to be operating everything from your phone. Well, while you're driving, you can't do that, so it is a bit pointless. Some people might find it handy. I mean, if you sat somewhere and you're parked and you want to play a game, yeah, you could play it on there, but that's I can't really see a massive amount of use for that. Auto Link's the same, it's the Android Auto version. Wire Auto, I'll show you that one in a few moments. The USB connection, that's if you want to do any updates, or you can actually do direct USB input on that. Again, I'll show you that one a little bit later on. That's your front DVR camera, which we don't have. So you can press your back button, I'll go back to that. And then we got setup. Now this is a very useful page. So first of all, language. Obviously we're set in English. There are various other languages on here all the way down. I'll leave that one in English. Oops, return, sorry. Okay, so on the display you've got brightness, and you see the two flicking arrows at the top of the screen. That depends which way you're going. So let's go to the right, and you've got saturation, chromaticity, contrast, brightness. So we're back around to brightness again, and you just get going all the way around over time. So once you've got on the one you want to go on, you can then flip your screen again, and you can go between positive and negative brightness. So if we go on the positive eye, just keep pressing it, and it will go up brighter, 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 as you can see. Or we can take it back down a bit. Now I've taken it down to about there, because at the end of the day I find that about right, especially when you drive a mix. It's a bit of a mix between daytime sunny driving and nighttime driving as well. I find that, again, it's personal preference, the same with everything else, and it's the same with the other options of saturation, etc. Okay, so we go back, return again, I'll go to audio. Okay, so now what we got now, your volume button, that is the amount of volume that is being outputted from the MMI box into the car's audio input. Do not have it all the way up there, because that will just distort. You'll get a lot of distortion on your sound and volume. So I've knocked it down a little bit, and I'm having it down there. That's the one I prefer. Now, alter volume. What this is certainly on the updated, the newer boxes. When I updated my system, I suddenly noticed that Google, when it speaks to me, and any phone calls were coming through very, very distorted, very loud. It wasn't until a little bit later I noticed this one, and that was all the way up there. In fact, I think it was actually all the way up there. So I've knocked it all the way down, and I've knocked it down to there. Now it doesn't affect the volume level that much really. It's very, very fine. It's a very fine adjustment, but it does make a massive difference. Speech comes through properly. Google sounds correct. Phone calls are pretty much spot on. Again, though, a personal preference. EQ. Here we go. We're under here. You've got a graphic equalizer. Okay, now you can go through all of these individually. You can click on them and just wind them up, or you can go to this one, and you got some presets. Same as most graphic equalizers, got a few presets on them. Okay, so again, another personal preference one, but yeah, worth it nonetheless. Next one, loudness. It's a standard loudness button. You can either have it on or off. Right, now I'll come into a few that I've not played with. So microphone echo pre-config, I've just left it in default. I've not noticed any problems with it. It seems to be absolutely fine. Your options are, in fact, your options, you can do a custom, you can do default, so I've just left it in default. You can obviously then adjust microphone volume, but no one said they can't hear me, so that seems to be okay at 12. And I'm not sure exactly what all these other ones do. Microphone delay, I don't see there's a point of putting a delay on a microphone really. And everything else seems to be pretty much as it is. So that takes us out the audio one. So reverse camera, I've got mine set to aftermarket. There is now on this one, what this does is, if you've got PDC, then if you haven't got a camera and you've got PDC, set this to original, because then when you put it into reverse, it flicks back to the car's original PDC screen. If you're in aftermarket, it will put it into this screen. But of course, if you haven't got an aftermarket camera, then you'll have a big blank on the 3/4 of the screen, and your car PDC on the right side of the screen only. So reverse line detect, I've got mine as off, best way of having it. Reverse display track, yes, I've got that on. Reverse display radar, yes, I've got that on, even though I currently don't have working PDC. You can have it switched off if you don't have PDC and you've got a camera. Have it switched off, and then you have a bigger camera image apparently, but then that affects the reverse line detect. So Again, personal preference, do it how you prefer on your own setup. Reverse display radar as well, again on. Front view time, believe that's the camera. I don't have a front view camera, so I'm not 100% sure on that one. Again, I've left mine as 0 rather. Reverse full screen, I did, like I say, I did try that one, and all it seemed to do was leave the track radar, sorry, the track rather, to the original one side of the screen, and then just fill the screen with the image, so it sort of made it a bit pointless. It's supposed to do the track across the whole of the screen, so I'm not quite sure why it did it like that. Maybe it works on yours. Again, give it a shot, see what happens. Okay, Wi-Fi channel, leave that 36, that's absolutely fine. Right hand drive or left hand drive. If you right hand drive, you want that one on, so it puts all your options, it just sets the screen up better that way. Camera mirror, I've got mine set off, I don't want it reversed, I want to see exactly what I'm looking at. Using car's Bluetooth phone, I've got that set to off. Now, I've set one of these up for a customer, he has Bluetooth, he has the Bluetooth set up in his car, put this on, and we had problems setting it up for him. We eventually went to the option of disconnecting his car's Bluetooth and just using the connection through the MMI box. Subsequently, this one was switched off and everything seemed to work fine then. So I don't know. Like I say, my Bluetooth isn't working properly yet anyway, so I've not actually tried that on mine, but it did not work properly on his, so we had to disconnect his vehicle Bluetooth and then use the Bluetooth phone through the MMI box. Enable CarPlay UD key, have that switched on, they work. And the same again with enable wheel key, yes, have that switched on as well. But that is your steering wheel controls for skip, etc. CarPlay left's great, right's great, top's great, bottom's great, or scrap. No idea what they do. I've just left it at 0. Everything seems fine with that one. CarPlay Auto night mode, I've got that set to on, but that doesn't affect mine. It may have, obviously again I'm using Android Auto, so it may affect CarPlay. I've not noticed on my wife's CarPlay make any difference. Software update, if you need to update the software, what system version you've got, which that's my one. If you do feel you've got a problem and the supplier has said what software version do you need in case they need to do an update, then just simply go into that, take a shot of that and send that off to your supplier. They'll then know exactly what software version you're running, and if you do need to do a software update, when you plug into your USB socket and then go into this page and then follow the code accordingly, they will give you an update code for that, and then it will do a system update. Confirmation notes for product installation, it just runs through a few bits and bobs to make sure you've done stuff. Questions and answers, again a few bits and bobs there just to give some information, and that is it. They're all your settings. So the only other button we've not covered there is the exit button. Press the exit button and you're back to your car's original screen. Okay, I think that we've about covered it there. You see you've still got your 3 seconds on there, and it takes you straight back into your box. And if you, so long as you've got this indication just there, which is looking a bit bright on my screen, oops, oh, go that way, that's that. And you flick onto that, so you flick around the page and you can get back to your original screen. Right, so what else can we show you on here? Okay, now this is both applicable to CarPlay and Android Auto. Is your normal buttons around the controller. So if you wanted to go to the on-screen nav, the actual built-in sat nav that BMW supply. You just press your button there. I'm sorry, my camera's not quite focused on that one. And you'd go straight back to your navigation screen. If you wanted to then go back into Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, you would press your menu button again for 3 seconds, and it flips straight back onto there. Okay, so for the USB option, that one just there, I've plugged a USB memory stick into the USB cable that comes with the box. So we go into the USB option, and we have music playing from the memory stick. Okay, obviously I have to turn it down, don't want a copyright strike on that one. If you go up, so that's full memory, that's just the memory stick music, or whatever music you got on there. You can have video on there as well. So we go up to, obviously you got all the options, just a matter of interest. I'll leave it in there for a second, just test my skip buttons on the steering wheel, and that skips as well, so that's absolutely fine. Right, so we go up to the top of the screen, go up to your return button, and there's the list of all your music on your memory stick. So if you go to the top right there, you got playing, so that'll take you back to the screen we just had. And if you go to the 3 dots there, we have a video option. Unfortunately, I don't have any video on this device. So we've got a memory stick with some video on it. And there we go. We have video playing. Now, obviously, if you're on your own and you're driving, this is not a good idea. In fact, I do believe it's actually illegal here in the UK. But let's just turn that down. We don't want to copyright strike. So yeah, I suppose if it's one of the into one of the other BMWs that has got more than 2 seats, and you got some monitors in the back, you could then output it to the rear monitors and play there, and obviously then close the screen down in the front. Yeah, I don't think this is a good option for the Z4, but that's again another personal preference, but it shows it works. We've got full video there. That's actually a 1080p rendition as well, so although it's not a 1080p screen, but it proves it works, and that's the important bit. So there you go, that's your USB option as well. Yeah, pretty neat. Okay, so for a wired device, plug your phone in, scroll across to wire auto, and you're connected just like that, and you've got exactly the same full connections as a wireless device. You've got all your apps just exactly the same. And it works just like that. A wired connection will obviously keep your phone charged all the time, whereas obviously wireless won't, unless of course you plug it into a power supply. So yeah, that wired connection is dead simple. No setup required. You just simply plug it in into the USB port, or as I've got into my homemade docking port in my center console. And I think that's about covers everything. Okay, excellent. Thank you very much for watching the video. That concludes the how to set up your phone, both Apple and Android, into your MMI box. Hopefully that should be nice and seamless and all working well for you, and well, I hope you enjoy it and have many happy hours of using it. I know I have with mine since I've had it installed, and it's been a great asset to my journeys. So excellent. Thank you much for watching. It is always appreciated. Excellent. See you next time. Bye for now.